Welcome back to Tech Talks, where we discuss the trending topics in tech. My name is Chris, and I'm here with my co-host Ryan
Hey guys.
and our newsreader Christian.
Hey guys.
This discussion obviously will be all about our personal opinions based on the information available. So let's not go crazy with accusations or whatever. It's just all fun and games, and it's just our opinions. So Christian, what we got going on this week, my man?
Our first topic today is TikTok's Earth Day efforts will include the removal of climate change denial videos in new search features. ByteDance said that it will roll out these in-app changes ahead of Earth Day 2023, which will start on April 22nd. That's today. TikTok expects these efforts to empower accurate climate change discussions on the platform, as well as reduce harmful misinformation. Chris, does this move count as censorship?
It's a great question.
That's a really good question. Yeah, but I mean, in today's climate, it's par for the course, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say, coming to my head, it's nothing new for social media sites. I mean, look at YouTube. YouTube has been doing this kind of stuff all the time. I mean, how about during the election, back when Trump was getting elected, even during COVID, misinformation during COVID times. I mean, there all these media sites try to, maybe not censor is the right word, but minimize as much blowback as possible, I feel like.
Right.
I mean, TikTok was just, in front of Congress, so they're trying not to get, screwed as much as possible, I feel like. I think it's adds to it, right? It's a bit of a play in that regard.
Yeah, well, absolutely. It's like I don't even think it's really a general consensus. I think it's a general consensus amongst the people that are loudest on the internet.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
like most, I feel that most, all right, I'm not gonna say normal people. I feel that most, there we go, personal opinion. I feel that most, in the middle of the road people, right? The people that really could care less either way. They're not really, that's middle of the road, but I think that's also like what we think about when we think about middle America, right? Like they're working, they have families, they don't really care. Whereas the people that do care are extremely loud on social media. And that has pushed to where for people like you and I that are, what I consider myself in the middle of the road, takes all the joy. Like I can't go on TikTok because I know I'm not seeing everything I could be seeing. I'm seeing what they want me to
I hear
see.
you. Well, personally, I don't use TikTok as much as everybody else. I've made a few TikToks before, but it's not a platform I like going onto. I really only use Twitter, Reddit, YouTube. It's about it. But with TikTok, I think most of the time it's whatever guidelines they try to push, whatever new rules they want to instate. It's mostly to protect kids. I mean, think about it. Like for the most part, it's kids using the platform, and I mean, misinformation and even climate change stuff like that might be detrimental to the youth if it's not correct. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it has. I think you could call it censorship, but I don't know. I don't know if it's bad. I feel like we make censorship sound so bad. It's like such a bad word and scary. But I think when it comes to something like this, I think it's helpful to a degree. I mean, like I said, if you're if you're opining on something and it's not correct and it's not factual, it's not based in facts, which most of the internet isn't. I mean, come on, like most of the internet is bullshit anyway.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. Protecting the children, especially, I think is TikTok's major play here. And looking good, and looking good.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that, but I want to ask a follow-up question. And Christian, please jump in, man, because we'll be here all night if you don't referee this. But yeah, like to play the devil's advocate, where is the line between protecting the children and manipulating the children.
Great point.
I'm saying,
Great
like,
point. Yeah. And that, you know, what sucks is it comes down to TikTok, comes down to the platform always. It comes down to whoever sets the guides and the CEO, whoever signs off on stuff like that. And that's just the beauty of the beauty in the beast, right? Like that's
Right.
really what you have to sacrifice. It's not going to be, no platform is perfect. I mean,
right, yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely.
no platform leans to a certain degree. Like no platform has bias, at least from looking from the outside in. So at least they're not supposed to.
Right.
Then again, you would have to look at what was the intent for that platform in the first place. Like, was it really
Yeah.
meant for entertainment or just promotion of social leanings? Like,
Yeah.
when we look at things regarding the removal of climate deniers, do we also remove the point of just people being skeptics and just looking for
Open
information?
conversation.
It actually diminishes open conversation.
I hear you.
So what's the middle ground for that?
I don't think there is one.
Yeah.
I really don't. It's one of those tough internet things that like there's always going to be extremes, and I feel like it's hard to combat the extremes. Yeah, it's one of those tough questions where I don't think two people can answer really. It's
Well, yeah, it's yeah, it's not something that I'm, even when it comes to climate change specifically, I know there's broad ranges, like, again, personal opinion. I'm not gonna try not to repeat this over and over, but just in my opinion, it's real, but we're not gonna die in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where
I agree.
That's where I lean. And
I
you
agree.
have the people like Al Gore. We should have been dead already, according to 1993 Al Gore, for whatever year that was.
Yeah. Well, I mean 2012, which the Mayans said 2012 was the end, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, I do to a degree think that climate change is real for sure. But as Christian and as you said, Chris, should people's beliefs be stamped out just because it doesn't go with societal norms, right?
Right.
It comes down to also, religious talk. Like should I don't know, anti-Christian beliefs be taken off the platform?
Right.
I don't know, but if it's detrimental, I mean, if it becomes detrimental, maybe. I don't know, it's one of those really weird, tough questions that, I mean, it's really up to the provider of the platform. And sure, you could call it censorship, but if you want to use that platform, you just have to abide by their rules, unfortunately.
Well, that's a great point, and I think that really does sum up this whole conversation. It's that platform, right? If you don't like wearing a t-shirt, then you probably shouldn't go to McDonald's because they will not let you in there without.
Yeah. I leave it to tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, what do you think should this type of talk about climate change, what misinformation or not, should anyone's beliefs be brought up on TikTok or even YouTube, whatever it be? Should platforms just not willy-nilly, but allow for conversations like that? Let me know. I mean, it's one of those interesting topics. I don't know. Scary to a degree.
But yeah, I think you got our answer, Christian. As convoluted as it might have been, I think we definitely yeah, we definitely answered. Yeah, let's see what else we got, man. I'm curious as to what you got in line for us. That was a good topic. That was a great question too, Christian. Really.
Yeah, that was a good tee up. I like that one. I'm curious to see what other people think too.
Yeah.
Our next topic, SpaceX made headlines last Thursday, which is April 20th, 420, with the launch of the Starship rocket, the most powerful rocket ever built. But from its Boca Chica, Texas facility. Sadly, the rocket went kablooey.
Hmm.
But the ever positive Elon Musk congratulated the SpaceX team for an exciting test launch, and it will be a lesson learned for the next one. Chris, what lesson do you think they've learned?
That's sorry.
Nah, go ahead. I mean, I don't really have what lesson have they learned? Go ahead, Ryan. I don't really know.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's been released to the public. That's the funny thing. Because I was doing some research this morning and I could not find anything about like what actually did they learn. Because there was a ton of excitement. Even Elon Musk said beforehand that it was going to go not too well. He was dampening expectations essentially. Like,
Right.
it's probably not gonna, and experts are saying the same thing. The question is, will the next one be good? will the next launch actually launch with what they know now? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of excitement, and maybe they learned, I don't know, maybe they learned something technical about the way the ship works now, where I don't know.
Yeah, apparently, right? Because rockets, they go in stages, right? Like shit starts dropping off as they go higher and higher. Apparently, the one thing did not disengage and drop off.
Okay.
Then when that happened, like the whole internal flight failure system, maybe, is what it's called, and then that activated, and then it was over. But I mean, I think obviously, if that's a test, not a test, but if that's an initial launch, right? And I think Elon is happy. SpaceX as a group is very happy because it actually left the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's a good point.
To get something that big off the ground and it didn't just blow up on the launch pad, that's a win, man.
That's a great point. Yeah. No, I think it was called rapid unscheduled disassembly. And I love that it's like in quotations, and now it's become like, I guess, the code word really for everyone to talk when they're talking about this conversation.
Right.
And there are a ton of memes about it on Twitter, people saying, this is what I'm going to start, Elon haters essentially.
Right.
This is what I'm going to say, when something doesn't go my way, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, things happen, especially in space tech.
Getting it off the ground, I think that's the main goal, right? Of every launch rocket.
Yeah. I mean, step one, right? Step one, get it off the ground.
But it is interesting that Elon Musk actually warned reporters that there's a chance of success being low. Like
exactly.
They the launch.
So they had an idea of the fact that it wouldn't go the way that they had planned. They had a fact. They knew that it, maybe not to the extent that it would blow up. I think that might have been a little bit out of left field for them. But yeah, I mean, they definitely had an idea of the fact that it wasn't going to go perfectly.
Right. I mean, I can imagine the conversation. Elon walks into, whoever the head engineers and everything. He's like, how's it going to go? And just if one guy was like,
I don't know.
Going to be like, all right, there's a chance this might not fly.
And it's not just the tech. It's not just the tech. It's also everything else, the weather, the wind. I mean, even the trajectory. Maybe the trajectory was off. All of these things can go into it. And what lessons did they learn? I couldn't tell you anything specific. I'm not a space engineer, but I can tell you they definitely learned a lot. It's not just one thing that they learned, right?
For sure.
They definitely learned a lot of different new ways to ensure that this actually goes well next time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know how many. I don't know what the target number is. Like, I'm sure there's like a, like an idea that they have. Like, we should be able to have this done within the first 4 or 5.
Well, if I'm correct, maybe Christian can correct me here, but I believe it's not even planned to officially launch until 2025 at least.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
Just to take note of this, SpaceX and NASA plans are now being delayed as SpaceX analyzes telemetry to correct whatever went wrong. Like the humorous thing about this for me is it happened during 420. Like Do you guys think
Yeah.
what happened was just because someone celebrated too early?
No, I don't think it's that simple.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, at least someone got the blast off somewhere, right? I
Yeah.
mean, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, all jokes aside, seriously, I'm glad that no one was harmed. Like,
Mm.
because it is very serious. Like, you know, and that's like one, I think, good thing that you could say about it is,
Right.
you know, at least no one got hurt.
And you know,
Let me
that's why you test things, right? That's why we test
Yeah,
things.
exactly. Yep. Yep.
let me just state for the record that we at Tech Times here are all for people not being harmed. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Unless you're one of those people that, you know, super sensitive, and then, you know, it's on you. But yeah, but I mean, I imagine Elon goes through life with a silver lining around almost every cloud. So SpaceX bounced back. I mean, he took on Twitter. You know, he's revolutionized the automobile, not even just the industry, just the way we perceive automobiles. Um, for the world's most powerful rocket to explode on first launch, no skin off his nose whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's to be expected, right? It's not
Mm.
like, again, it's not like everything's gonna be perfect the first time.
Right.
You'd hope.
Yeah.
You'd
But I
hope.
mean, it's exciting though, because like this is the largest one ever, right? The most powerful
Yeah.
one ever.
Yeah.
And
It's a reusable one, right?
Yes.
It will,
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Most of their fleet, SpaceX fleet, are reusable. Right?
yeah, and you know, we are at a prime age to where, you know, it's one of those things that you remember later in life. Like I remember when the first one, did you know the first one, it blew up? And then like your great grandchildren are like, what is blow up? Because nothing's
What was
combustible in like the year 2100.
the one that a part of it froze and it blew up? It was Apollo 11, 13?
Oh
What
gosh.
was the one that had there was a frozen something. There was a frozen part on the ship and it blew up in midair and it killed like the whole crew, obviously. But that's what it reminded me of was that when that happened. I can't remember the name of the accident, and it's gonna bother me. But
No,
yeah,
they'll let us know in the comments, I'm sure.
yeah. But yeah, and that's sad. And like I said, like it's good that no one was on the ship. It's good.
Right.
It's good that no one was near it, right? I mean, yeah. Oh.
yeah, and I think space travel is still an ongoing process when it comes to learning about it. Like we've only learned that the spacesuits are just being revamped after 40
Mm.
years. Like
Yeah.
we've been using the same thing for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we could expect, I think, pretty much the same with these things because this is much bigger and it's
Right.
going to be
Yeah.
careful in the future.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we're alive in a great time, man. We get to watch someone actively and seriously try to get the human race to become interplanetary. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Do you think will all three of us will be alive for like Martian people living on Mars? Like, do you think we'll exist to experience what Martian cuisine is?
Oh, oh, God, I hope so. But
Or even moon, or even lunar, right? Even lunar cuisine.
The cuisine just
Right? I
going
think
to
that's
is the cuisine just going to consist of Matt Damon potatoes? Like I
yeah, hey.
wouldn't think that would be a good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Damon fermented potatoes. Sure, I'm on board. Let's go. Uh, a civilization on Mars? I don't think so.
Maybe I will try. Yeah, maybe I'll track that. Maybe moon. Moon might be a little bit more, online, right? We'll probably see lunar existence, maybe lunar. Maybe not. Maybe not civilizations, but
right.
I feel we'll have people on the moon eventually. Maybe when I'm 100 years old.
Yeah, lunar presence. I think. I don't know, man. I would give it. I mean, the way technology's speeding right now, like what's happening now in a year, in the 80s, it would have been 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Like everything is moving at such an exponential rate. I would say God only knows what's possible in the next 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's so many benefits actually, physically, like as in physics, to the space program having an outpost on the moon. Just the lack of gravity is huge.
Yeah.
Right. To be able to take off and land, it's not going to require nearly as much thrust.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I see it. I'll put that now. We can come back in 30 years and let's see if I was right, but I think we're going to be there. Like
30 years, you think we'll have a lunar base?
Yeah, lunar outpost for sure. I think so.
Yeah, but
Maybe a handful of people, probably not nothing like, like what we see, as far as military bases and things now, but a handful of people, 15, 20, 25 maybe people.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I hope so, because that puts me, it puts me right around the age where I can still be amazed by things other than just like, birds and shit.
Well, barring like, would you go to the moon? Like barring health issues and whatnot. Or even your age, right? Depending on if you're 80, right? Even if you're 80, would you go to the moon?
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
If you could.
Absolutely.
Yep, you go.
Oh yeah. I go right now. I would for real. Like because how many people have left Earth compared to how many people have always stayed on Earth?
Yep.
Like for me, it's a risk worth taking. Like let me be the part of the 0.00, you know what I'm saying, 1% of humans that have actually seen it. Dude, I would love, man. I would like I understand why the celebrities, like the whole space tour thing. If I had the money,
Blue Origin, I believe it's called, right?
I would absolutely do it. Yesterday, I was gone.
But I have a question for you guys. Do you think, like, with all the advancements right now, we are looking far into the future? If it takes a couple of years with advancement of tech, we are able to go to the moon. The main goal for that, I think, is sustainability, right? There is in that. But you think that technology would have been best suited by just keeping the planet that we're in sustainable?
That's
a great question, man.
If it's a lost cause, which we don't know, but if it's a lost cause, then who cares, right? I mean, if we've already screwed the planet enough to the point where it's kind of just it's just a ticking time bomb, like might as well find alternate avenues like Mars or the moon. But if there is technology to help save the Earth eventually, I don't know what that looks like. Maybe better incentive for clean energy and stuff like that. Sustainable energy. Then yeah, I mean, definitely keeping our eyes on Earth is more important for sure. But I think that's like number one. I feel like everyone knows that like Earth is the most important right now. Like, of course, I think hell, Earth Day. Today's Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. Again. So
Happy Earth Day again. Going back to that, I think people take this as an understatement when you say that we're going to Mars, whether it be Mars or the moon. We're actually going to be building an entire planet that would sustain us. Like humans are actually unique creatures in the sense that we need certain things to live, and one of that is actually air.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that the atmosphere there is actually unlivable. It's like we're trying to build an entire new planet that could actually sustain us from an existing one.
Yeah.
Like if that technology can be made for a planet such as the moon and Mars, say, wouldn't that be applicable for an unlivable planet like an Earth in the future?
Well, I mean, who's to say it hasn't happened already? I mean,
I think you could ask TikTok that.
I mean, Earth by itself, at one point was uninhabitable.
Yeah.
And it changed.
Yeah.
So, for a planet to become habitable is not unheard of.
Makes a valid point. Makes a valid point. Yeah.
Whether or not any beings did it, or if it was just, you know, whatever it is that happens that, you know, in the universe that, you know, where things are created and become other things or whatever that is. I have no idea, but I mean, in the realm of possibilities, it's definitely there for sure.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, with all the blow up regarding the SpaceX thing, I was kind of wondering because Amazon is also joining the space race, right? How much funding would the world's first trillionaire be giving to this kind of venture? Like if Elon Musk is allotting a portion of his fortune for this one, you would think the richest man on earth would be one-upping him.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's more so about one-upping him, but maybe it is. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what he's thinking. Yeah, I think it's just an investment, really, for the future, literally.
I think it's a personality difference. Yeah, I think Elon's like, yeah, and Bezos is like, did you see my yacht? You know what I mean? Like it's two completely different people.
Yeah.
I think basically that's what it is. Elon's all about doing extra shit, and Bezos is like, life is good. I could do this. Yeah, why not dabble in space exploration?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Get my hat in the ring. Me and what's his name, Sir Richard, and whoever whoever else. Yeah. Because they're not as millionaire businessmen, they're not going to leave a monopoly to Elon Musk. That's just business on its face.
Yeah.
They gotta get their names in there. But they're not passionate. Maybe that's what I should have said. I think it's a matter of passion more than, you know. Elon's obviously passionate about these things. But yeah, what we got?
Speaking of Elon.
Oh yeah.
Isn't the next topic about Elon and the AI, I believe?
Yeah. Speaking of Elon, our next topic is Tesla CEO Elon Musk did not mince his words on television following a statement about a leftist programmer who are training artificial intelligence to lie. In a Fox News interview, Elon Musk said that some platforms are training AI to lie. This is based on his Tucker Carlson interview. Chris, do you think Elon Musk is correct with his statements?
Well, all right, maybe, right, but we don't know. So I personally would not make a statement that anyone is doing this intentionally. What I think, and there has been several instances of AI bias, right? Whether it's prompted by someone or whatever, we don't know, right, for sure. But going back to our first topic with suspected censorship and knowing that ChatGPT pulls, or these AI things pull everything from the internet, I feel like the alleged censorship has inadvertently maybe influenced AI, as wherein AI says this opinion or this idea, this topic is always flagged or receives negative feedback. So I'm going to stay away from that. Right. So I'm not sure if it's intentional by programmers, but I think it's a byproduct of leftist censorship to whatever level on the internet. It's my opinion.
I will say this is not exactly on topic. I mean, kind of, but there was a post on Reddit I saw about how someone asked ChatGPT religious questions. One pertained to Christianity, and it answered it. You know, I forget exactly like what it asked or what the person asked. So he asked something about Christianity, and it gave him whatever it wanted. And then he asked something about Muslim ideology, something about Muslim belief, and it was like, we can't answer that question. And I think it goes hand in hand with this, right? Like how far can we allow AI to help us? Elon has been a huge advocate for limiting the reach of AI, and I think it just goes back to his old previous statements, how he just does not want AI to advance too far to the point where it's detrimental. and I mean, he's always been so, left, right, like talking about the left on Twitter and stuff, and um essentially, do I believe that ChatGPT or OpenAI has a leftist leaning ideal? No, I don't. But I do think that it has taken in a lot of like a month ago, OpenAI had opened ChatGPT essentially to the internet. So now
Right.
it's taking in all this information that might be left leaning. It's the thing. We don't have data, or even we don't have better understanding of what ChatGPT is taking in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because I think ChatGPT is just pulling up what is more prevalent online. Like we think about going to be training something to be piecing together every information it got from the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know if the AI is smart enough to determine which is factual, is a fact, or which is an opinion at this point. Because having a
That's a good
majority of something often turns an opinion into a fact.
That's a fantastic point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the vocal majority too, I feel like. Maybe the left has more of a vocal majority on the internet. I mean, look at Twitter. Twitter is very much left leaning, I feel like, or what maybe it was. I don't know if it is now per se, but I feel like it definitely has a left leaning user base for sure. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. The thing with AI, AI really comes down to machine learning. It's not an entity. I think we always mistake AI for this end all be all for information, but it's not. It's just a machine learning dialogue box. That's it. You ask it a question or say something to it, and it'll answer. And it's almost like Siri, but far more complex and advanced.
Right. And I kind of I see where people are coming from, and it's not just Elon Musk. There's other people that's like, whoa, y'all moving too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I do kind of feel like we're going from like from like a like a 57 Bel Air to like a Ferrari, like that, right? Like,
yeah,
as humans equated to a driver, if you took someone from the 50s and put them in a Ferrari, probably would not survive, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Like, and sure. How fast it's moving.
Yeah, and that's, should we limit the advancements? I don't know. I think the point. I think that's the point. I think the point is that AI is advancing. Like, that's the point.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not something to be like. I feel like so many people are scared and afraid of it for wanting, maybe it's going to steal our jobs. It's going to become, Skynet. It's going to get too powerful or smart. But I don't see. There are a ton of mechanics in place to make sure that it doesn't like happen. Like, that's the reason why it's dumbed down, and that's the reason why we have this stuff in place. Like the earlier example with asking a question about Muslim ideology. That's why we have these stuff in place. I mean, it might seem like censorship, like the conversation we had earlier, but I feel like it's helping us see AI easier, like taking it gradually. We're taking AI gradually. It feels like it's so fast, but I feel like it's just because it's become such a big buzzword. Like, everyone's talking about AI, ChatGPT. It's like in the news all the time.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, how far is it that much advanced? I mean, I don't know. It's GPT-4 we have now. We're on the 4th iteration of it, and really, it's like, as I said earlier, really, it's just a dialogue box. It's not an entity. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's take it one step further, right? Let's say there's a general consensus. Yes, it's moving too fast. We have to slow it down. How do you even do that? Do you place government restrictions on a private company telling them not to improve their product?
Yeah.
That's I don't think, maybe I could be wrong, that's ever happened.
So with TikTok, potentially being banned, or like, who
Hmm.
knows? Do you see the government banning ChatGPT eventually?
Well, I think in this discourse, if we allow TikTok to be banned, then that just opens the gate to ban whatever they feel is not good. And then we're right back where we started with why does the government say what I get to see? Like,
Yeah.
we're right back where we began with, freedoms.
Mhm.
I have the freedom. If I want to look at Chinese propaganda as an American citizen, I have the right to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have the right,
Yeah.
obviously, to act against anyone, but if I want to see it, it's none of your business, government.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And I think stating that the ChatGPT is a liar, it's kind of a blanket statement. I think it would all be based on how you use that tool. Like if you ask it
I
a
don't know.
factual, it bring you a factual answer. But if you ask it an opinion base, it would most likely pull in the majority of opinion that it sees online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it a liar per se, but it can
No,
be wrong. It's definitely
Mhm.
good. It's
Mhm.
definitely been wrong before. That's the thing. I wouldn't call it a liar per se. It's because it's not. I feel like lying. There is an intention. There's intention to that.
Yeah.
And I don't think
there's
it's.
intent.
I mean, again, going back to what I was saying, it's not an entity. It's not thinking. It's just. It has already been coded, and it's just spitting out code essentially. Uh, so lying, no, but incorrect all the time almost. Like it's incorrect a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Even when it's giving you the right answer, oftentimes it's giving you multiple answers, so it's not incorrect. Does that make sense? Like it's not always giving you the straightest of answers,
Right.
the straightest of whatever you're looking for, goals or whatever. It's always going to give you multiples. So
Right. And it's no matter what, it's a prompt based
yeah,
thing. You know what I mean?
yep,
Like we as humans, we're
yep,
not prompt based. I don't need you to say something to me before I can say something to you.
exactly. Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's still a long way to go. Like as soon as like if my phone was like, "Hey man, what's up?" That's when I would like shit. I'd be like, "Yo, no, we are going off the grid now. This is not happening." But my phone doesn't do anything unless I make it do it, and it's the same thing with the AI and the Chat GPT. It's not doing this thing by itself.
Um,
Racism, bias, it's all coming from somewhere. It's not coming from the AI itself.
exactly. Yeah. No, Casey Neistat made a video recently. He's a big one of the biggest YouTubers ever, and he used ChatGPT essentially to make a vlog, one of his vlogs. So he fed it information, and it gave him essentially like the roadmap for the video. So what type of shots to take, what to say, all this stuff, and it was interesting. So towards the end of the video, he sits down. And he's like, "All right, so how like what do you think?" Like and he was like, AI doesn't have creativity like humans do.
Right.
It's soulless. It's you give it something like to create something. Sure, it might be able to create maybe a book or a game, but is there soul to it? Is there life to it? Is there like I don't know, a fire under it? No, not really, because it's just all surface level. It's all bland and it
Mm.
feels like it's been taken from somewhere already. Um, yeah, it's so going back to the lying thing, going back to the bias thing, without that creativity, without that I don't know, mixture um of imagination, you're not really gonna get lying. I feel like you're not really gonna get it's not like it's thinking on its own, essentially.
Mm.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I hope they don't throttle it back. Because I
Oh,
mean,
I doubt that. I mean, it's we were saying it's just gonna improve and advance.
mm,
Will the government ever? Hmm.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
think the
know if the
government.
government would ever get. I don't know if the government would ever, unless it started. I don't know.
I mean,
We were talking about this before the show, but there was a case. I don't know how long ago it was, but essentially a man committed suicide,
mm,
and all the headlines were the AI made him do it. But as we were saying earlier, he was very much already under the weather, right? Mentally.
Right.
So it's hard to just like blame the AI for it, even though it might have pushed him or egged him on to a degree. So that stuff scares me. That kind of scares me, but at the same time, how much of it was how much of the suicide, how much of that was his own, concept?
Right.
I don't really know. Yeah.
Interpretation even maybe on his part.
Yeah.
In terms of the government, I think ChatGPT already announced that this would be, I think, their final build until the technology can actually catch up to actually create oversight for it. Like there needs to be safeguards with it. I think there was
especially in those such situations.
Yeah, hackers could just create codes using ChatGPT.
I think ChatGPT and the whole AI thing is safe until it breaks through some firewalls and gets into some government stuff, and then maybe that's when I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. But as long as it's, being racist and maybe, whatever it's being, like the government's like, do whatever you want. But when it's like, hey, look, they, ChatGPT was behind the firewall for the nuclear code, they're gonna be like, oh no, this has to stop. But up to that point, it'll just keep going.
Yeah, once ChatGPT hacks into the Pentagon or something, starts shooting off nukes, then we have problems. Then we have fucking problems.
Racism and problems with different religions and being biased. If that's not as human as possible, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? That's super human.
Yeah.
But yeah, gentlemen, thanks for joining us again this week. The viewers,
thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. We will be back for sure. And Christian, again, great topics, brother. Those and
great questions.
Fantastic questions. Very, very, very good conversation. And yeah, guys, please, if you have anything to say or an opinion or whatever, just leave it in the comments. And if
you don't like our beards, let us know. Like we'll shave it.
Well, might put a filter on. I don't know, but yeah. Anything goes, man. And maybe if you think 2 beards are weird and we need 3, Christian to grow his out.
Yeah.
I already went ahead of you guys and shaved mine.
But yeah, all right. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.